Tonight on News 5 Live, a couple is gunned down in Roaring Creek. Their 15-year-old son remains hospitalized at the Western Regional Hospital. More boots on the ground in northern Belize. The police department increases its presence at the northern border. And former area rep Boots Martinez is headed to court over failed recall petition. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
For 19 years, SMART has been the pulse of our nation. A journey of growth, innovation, resilience, and unity.
From the first call that bridged distances to the data that brought us closer than ever, SMART has been there, weaving threads of connection across our beautiful land.
We have been active in providing innovative solutions to enhance our customers' lifestyles. Over the years, SMART has developed and provided various services to meet customers' needs.
To the dreamers, doers, and the believers, thank you for making SMART a part of your story. For 19 years of trust, loyalty, partnership, and shared experiences.
As we celebrate 19 years of connecting lives and dreams, let's keep the rhythm alive. Together, let's continue to shape our future one connection at a time.
Come and be a part of the SMART family, where we empower you and our country today, tomorrow, and beyond.
SMART, bringing people together.
This May, things are going to be amazing at Benny's. Find great gifts for moms such as Pyrex Bakeware, Chicago Cutlery Knife Sets, Corningware, Snapware, Corel Dinnerware, and much more at amazing prices. Also check out our impressive line of Sankey appliances and other household items. Take advantage of these amazing deals and discounts all May long, only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
13,835,700 eggs are eaten by tourists each year, fueling our thriving economy.
tourism means business.
Discover a shopping experience like no other at the V Department Store. They carry a vast array of products at unbeatable prices. Elevate your shopping journey with affordability, diversity, and accessibility at the V. Conveniently located at 1745 Coney Drive in Belize City.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Monday, May 6th. I am Sabrina Daly. A man and a woman were murdered inside their small home in the hilltop area of Roaring Creek just before 9:30 on Sunday night. A third person, the woman's 15-year-old son, was shot in his leg but survived. He is in the Western Regional Hospital receiving treatment. The incident has come as a shock to the community because the residents say the couple were peaceful residents who have lived there for the past 5 years. But while police are looking for leads and suspects, they say it has nothing to do with the recent state of emergency, which also saw some residents of Roaring Creek swept up and incarcerated. The victims are Marcel Neal and Saida Perez. Investigators have different perspectives on who the intended target was. Marian Ali visited Roaring Creek today and has that report.
He said, then just shot Miss Chaya back there. He said, but I afraid forget them me one. I want somebody to go with me. So I tell her, well, at the corner right now, so we went together because the area is relatively dark.
The voice that this Roaring Creek resident heard calling out in front of his house last night was that of another resident who heard the shots that had just killed 2 neighbors and wounded a minor. The victims, Saida Perez and her common-law husband, Marcel Neal, both 47, were at home when they came under attack. Perez's 15-year-old son was also shot in his leg and is in the Western Regional Hospital. The resident told News 5 that he accompanied his neighbor to the murder scene and tried to keep the premises secure for police processing.
So I went with him, and then that is when the other people arrived. A lady who identified herself as a daughter said she wanted to check for her mother. So I told her, you could go in. I said, but try not to contaminate the scene. And he went into the metal house, the zinc house. And that's where she found her mother.
Another resident said she was talking to a neighbor when she heard a barrage of gunshots.
I made sit down with the next neighbor. We were talking and we hear like a lot of shots. So I don't count.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm. So and then I tell her that sound like shots, right? Mm-hmm. And then she said, well, I go home. So I tell her I go home because I want lock up.
Today, Police Commissioner Chester Williams assured that this attack was not related to the recent state of emergency in which a number of Roaring Creek residents were incarcerated. He and Assistant Commissioner Gilberto Romero said the incident had to do with a dispute.
The victims are not known to be involved in drugs or gangs or anything, other than the fact that we know that the deceased husband was somewhat of an alcoholic. What we're gathering that there was some dispute with some people yesterday, and that is what may have led to that particular murder. We're still trying to confirm certain things.
Information is that both were at their house at Roaring Creek when a person with a firearm entered and fired shots towards Saida Perez, causing her fatal injuries. Thereafter, Marcel appeared and he was also shot. We are trying to establish a motive for this murder. The information we have gathered that the female was the target. She was shot, and when the other person showed up, he was also shot.
Alisa Perez, who lives in Belmopan, told us that her sister visited them 2 weeks ago and told them she wanted to see her son, through high school.
She come here and then she just here and she was talking about her son, that she love him a lot and she need to work hard for him, and that's the only because his son father passed away, so she's the only one who could help him. She was like 2 years she didn't come here till that day she come and she was talking to us like a normal day, and she went.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
On Saturday, a young man was shot while socializing in Majestic Alley in Belize City. Reports are that around 10 p.m., 20-year-old Jashiel Cervantes was standing in front of a wooden structure when he was approached by someone who fired several shots in his direction. Jashiel was injured and taken to the KHMH, where he was still recovering today, but was reported to be in a stable condition.
On Saturday, 4th day of May 2024, around 10:15, there was a shooting at Majestic Alley in Belize City. Police responded where they found Jashiel Cervantes with a gunshot injury. He was taken to the KHMH, where he is in a stable condition at this time. Information is that he was at Majestic Alley when a vehicle drove by, and an occupant from the vehicle fired shots towards his area and causing his injury. 3 persons are in custody and the vehicle is impounded, and we're doing a follow-up investigation at this time.
Does he know why anybody would want to shoot him?
No, he's recovering at the KHMH. The suspects will be interviewed and further information will be obtained.
How were you able to pinpoint these suspects?
The police responded quickly. We had some video footage. Follow-up was done and the vehicle was found in an area in Belize City.
Were they found with the vehicle?
Yes, they were found with the vehicle.
There was a shooting in the Gungulung area of Belize City over the weekend. The victim has been identified as 47-year-old Eugene Gabriel, who is no stranger to the law. He was in the vicinity of Set Site along with several other persons when they came under gunfire. Assistant Commissioner of Police Gilberto Romero provided additional details.
There was a shooting near a Set Site. Police visited where Eugene Gabriel was seen with 1 gunshot injury. He was taken to the KHMH, where he is now in a stable condition. Information, he was there along with several other persons working on a vehicle when a male person came by and fired several shots towards the direction. Only he received a gunshot injury. We are looking for 1 suspect in regards to this shooting.
Was he the target?
He was along with several other persons, so we are not certain who was the target. There were several persons at the area at the time.
No motive?
No motive at this time, no.
Late last week, a father of 2 was killed in Pachacan village at a park near his home. 28-year-old Benito Canela and his partner, Indy Cruz, were socializing with a group of family and friends when a gunman opened fire on him. Amidst an increase in violence near the northern border, speculations arose as to whether this murder was a drug-related incident. Today, these speculations were dispelled by Commissioner of Police Chester Williams, who says that the murder was the result of a personal issue.
Another point I'd like to clarify is the issue with the murder in Pachacan. Again, the leader of the opposition alluded that it is as a result of the narcos and a whole pile of foolishness. I can say to the Belizean people that the young man murder has nothing to do with the narcos or the whole issue that we're addressing in the north. It has to do with him and the local people from the area. We have a suspect in mind that we're looking for at this time, and we're hoping that we'll be able to locate that individual and bring some closure. I also visited that area over the weekend. I spoke to the family of the deceased person and gave them the assurance in terms of what we will do.
Last week, the cartel warfare reached new levels in Quintana Roo, Mexico, and it created a sense of insecurity for some Belizeans who travel there frequently. To discourage the increase in cartel activity along the northern border, Belizean law enforcement authorities have also enhanced their presence on the Belizean side of that border. Today, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams explained that the operation spanned the northern districts, particularly along the river bank. And in response to a suggestion by the leader of the opposition, Moses Shine Barrow, Williams explained why civil society cannot be included in the process.
We have certainly stepped up our presence in the area. I did a tour of the area over the weekend. I made several observations, and I will be putting my observations into a document and submit to Cabinet with recommendations in terms of what additional efforts I think that we can put into the area to enhance the level of security for our people. So there is where we are right now. This is a very, very highly sensitive operation that we're conducting, and because of the nature of the operations, we cannot include NGOs or persons who are not a part of the security apparatus in the planning for several reasons. One may also has to do with the security of those people, because once people get to understand who are parties to a plan against them, then they become a target. And so we would not do that, and likewise to be able to ensure confidentiality in terms of how the operations are is going to be executed. Again, there has to be confidentiality because the security of our troops on the ground is important.
Williams said that contrary to Barrow's comment that the government has done little to address the issue in the North, the Prime Minister and the relevant ministries have been receptive and have supported the police in the effort, and they have also always done so.
We remain in constant communication with our Mexican counterparts, and again I must say I must commend our Prime Minister and the Minister of Home Affairs and the Minister of Defense for the input that they have been putting into this operation and the support. I can say that whenever we approach the Prime Minister for equipments or resources to be able to carry out our mandate, the Prime Minister is always willing to assist. Likewise, Minister Marin and Minister Musa have been with us on the front line. We met, we discussed the issues, and we planned in terms of how we're going to execute, and we're doing just that.
Coming up, Boots Martinez to challenge petition signatures' rejection in court.
This Mother's Day, give that special mom in your life the gift of rebirth by renovating and redefining that special space. With some help from Brothers Abet, you can turn any room into mom's special place. That's why we're offering the mother load of discounts all month with 15 to 30% off all things Moen, 20% off Penta Decon paint, and 25% off Valspar and Dutch Boy paints. 15% off Sunlight windows and doors, 20% off mirrors and Eureka vats, and much more deals on our clearance display. So this Mother's Day, give mom the gift she truly deserves from Brothers Habet. Come in or reach out to us today. Happy Mother's Day to all the super moms out there.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Aiwa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Aiwa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Aiwa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Aiwa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Aiwa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Warring cartels, narco activity cartels. Every zone doesn't have narco activity occurring. The Compo acknowledge that there are operatives in the country.
We know that we do have operatives in Belize who are on the side of the cartels. We know that.
Tell you that high officials in the People's United Party are responsible for the narco infiltration in the North.
Is to make sure that we target those persons who we believe are operating in Belize for the cartels. And I'll leave it at that.
Commissioner Williams,
Is one of these operatives a cabinet minister, commonly referred to as the narco minister?
This is the reality of our country. The executions will continue. We are a narco state.
Well, sir, I really did go through some stress with my barber. This man here, they push my hairline way back to the 90s. Sure. People, they call me BB Buck Farid now.
So I got a problem, right? I just do this photo shoot, and I want the best photo shoot. But somebody don't want me to post it up. I just tired of this, man.
And I want to tell her to catch me on my way. I stopped at the shop and tell the lady I want $5 tacos. You could imagine what you give me? No paper.
What is your problem?
Honestly, life good for me over here. I just upgraded to the DigiOne Elite. I have unlimited postpaid plans, DigiTV, free home phone, and the fastest home internet.
I going to upgrade mines now.
We all know about the phasing out of single-use plastics and the enactment of pollution from the plastics regulations. One of the key components in this regulation states that for an item to be considered biodegradable, it must consist of more than 50% of bio-based content. Here, you will find out how the Department of the Environment determines what items meet the criteria and what equipment is being used to guide that process.
Since 2019, the Department of the Environment has been working with CFAS in doing microplastics. Through this project, CFAS has donated 2 microscope Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy equipment to strengthen capacities on monitoring and enforcement to reduce marine litter and plastic pollution. The FTIR can be used to identify unknown materials. The Department of the Environment will use the equipment to determine the composition of single-use plastics and biodegradable products to enforce the environmental protection, pollution from plastics regulations.
While we have a long way to go with the implementation of the pollution from plastics regulation, having this equipment is one step closer. For more information on what's being done about biodegradables and ways you can help, visit our website at www.doe.gov.bz.
My name is Denise Mala. I had an aunt, one of my mom's sister, that we believe died from cancer. She was relatively young. And my sister passed from cervical cancer. I have been doing annual checkups. Recently, after one of the annual checkups, I noticed, a change in one of my breasts. I went for the next checkup earlier and I brought it to the attention of my treating doctor. He looked at it and he said he didn't like what he was seeing. a biopsy was requested, and then the biopsy came back positive. When you first find out these things, you think about a lot of things, and then eventually it comes around to the finance. I recalled this insurance, critical illness insurance that I had that I was paying. And that was probably the first time I read that contract. I read it in its entirety. And then I recognized that, this is going to assist me. I called the office, spoke with my agent. He was very helpful, guided me through what I needed to do. So I went through the process, and I communicated with him a couple times, and he just informed me what was happening. In a pretty short period of time, I was paid my insurance. This plan that I had been paying for many years, in my time of need, that came through for me. Having that insurance helped me significantly. It is absolutely something that everyone should consider, because you never know when you're going to need it.
You start off with making sure that the end product is functional, that it has longevity, and then we look at an efficient way of doing it. The Caracol, for example, we changed the scope of work. It is not a road that is highly trafficked. It is not a road that is one of our main arteries. And so what we did there is reduce the scope of work, not the quality. And that allowed us to save approximately $25 million, which we have been using in other areas. We have been using it right now. For example, if you take a drive from San Ignacio to Benque, the savings of that road was implemented by means of that Caracol road savings. You recently saw Dangriga and Hope Creek and all those areas being put in with paved streets. We did that with savings coming off the coastal. The same thing that we did in Orange Walk Town, the same thing we did in Corozal with the savings from the Philip Golson Highway. And what is savings? Savings is, when in every contract, there is a price, then there is a contingency put on it in case anything happens. If materials prices have risen during that time, if the contractor did a bad job, we have a way of correcting the measures within the norm. Contingencies are never given back to the people of Belize, and we have made it our responsibility to do so. So a major factor in the saving is the contingency and the redesign of projects and the use of local engineers and contractors, which you have to understand, if you got 50 middlemen, every middleman take one piece of the cheese. And so we are trying to cut out that so that it goes directly to the person that's really doing the work, and thus that saving goes to the people of Belize.
State Bank Enterprises Limited, presently in receivership, is suing businessman Michael Finstein, a director of the company. A notice of application for interim injunction was filed in the High Court on May 1st. The injunction is being sought to restrain Finstein or his agents from transferring titles to a little over 23 acres of reclaimed land, an extension of State Bank Island. The application also seeks to restrain Finstein from transferring other assets, including machinery and equipment belonging to the company. Those assets include a 2023 Toyota Land Cruiser, a Beech King aircraft valued at $1.5 million, and a list of other items with a combined value of $3.8 million. Former Port Loyola area representative Anthony Boots Martinez says we will be challenging his rejected Gilroy Usher recall petition in court. We have been following this story for weeks now. After Martinez gathered and submitted signatures on a petition to recall the current area representatives, the Elections and Boundaries Department determined that the petition did not meet the required number of approved signatures needed. Martinez, through his attorney, Richard Dickey Bradley, wrote back to the chief elections officer challenging 175 rejected signatures. He challenged Josephine Tamai to take further steps to verify those signatures, as they would be enough to trigger a recall process. Well, Tamai has since written back to Martinez's attorney, saying that she is not empowered by law to redo the exercise. Tamai further noted that she is not required by law to undergo any additional exercise, such as using a justice of the peace to verify the signature. Martinez says he takes offense to the chief elections officer's response.
First offense I take to that. As you all have a copy of the letter, nothing was asked to redo any exercise. What was asked was to do your job, which was to verify the signature, as the law speculates. So we never really ask elections and boundaries to redo no exercise. We just say, do your job and verify the petition. I don't know if the chief elections officer, in my humble opinion, is suffering from foot-in-mouth syndrome, based on her letter to the Governor General, and based on her letter here, her response here. Her letter to the Governor General said, in the first paragraph, all signatures on the petition have been duly verified against the Election and Boundaries Department record of registered electors for Port Lalor Electoral Division. No way in the law talk about where you for verify from. The law talk about you must verify. In the short law, the short title to the law say, signature or signatures mean any mark or thumb impression. Nobody asks you for no help, Mr. Mai. We just said, do your job. The law say you must verify the signature. Verify got a meaning. Then you talk about nothing in the law say that, and you go furthermore, I am advised that the act does not require the chief elections officer to undergo any additional exercise by using a justice of the peace to verify the signature.
The former Port Loyola area representative says he is preparing to file a legal claim before the High Court by Thursday. Martinez is challenging the chief elections officer's decision to take no further steps in verifying the signatures that have been rejected. He says that he is being represented by attorneys Richard Dickey Bradley and Dean Barrow. But with the general elections set for 2025, will this be a case that drags out until it is no longer relevant? Martinez says he thinks the court is reasonable enough to know that the matter must be heard within a certain time frame.
I think that is the motion that they want to go through, but the court is reasonable to know that there is a time frame, and reasonable to know that there has to be remedy in terms of time. This is an urgent situation, but no, I know they take the court lightly, because we must, but you see, most of the time why anything happen? Because for the sake of it, like most of the time, poor people not have the representative, not have the wherewithal to fight and go to the end, because then thing your cost.
Sir, so are you the one, is it you that's funding this undertaking, or is it the party?
No, it's me and the people from Port Loyola, no party. No party at all. I think some part of the party have some fundamental difference with it. That's for their view. But that's another view of the people of Port Loyola.
Sir, clearly you have two top gun attorneys on your side, and it will cost you a lot. Where will you get the funds from?
Where will we get the funds from? First and foremost, I need to remind people that I am a pensioner, handsomely paid, full-time representative to start with. And all of that happened due to the will of the people of Port Leola. My pension is that higher of that of an elected representative, you know. Plus I'm 60 years old and I get Social Security pension too. Apart of getting Social Security pension, now because the people of Port Leola keep me in a job so long, so I qualify, so I could invest on them.
After the break, Randy Hyde says his sons were abducted by their mother. But first, here's a weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
Precision-engineered and sustainably made tire change your world? A tire that gives you strength and safety when you need it most. What we learn on the track, we innovate for the road, bringing next-level quality and reliability to every drive. At GT, we believe our tires can deeply improve the driving experience for each and every one of us, whatever our goals. Enjoy driving. GT Tire.
Here you go, babe.
Thanks, babe. How did it go? Good?
It was good.
Gal, I think it'll get hot out there.
Think I should go close the window.
Don't let this happen to you. At Design Depot, we have Oran windows, exactly what you need to weather any storm and keep you safe. With Oran, you get strength, durability, and security. Oran features a strong double latch that closes securely, all at an affordable price only at Design Depot. With Oran, you'll always be safe.
For 19 years, SMART has been the pulse of our nation. A journey of growth, innovation, resilience, and unity.
From the first call that bridged distances to the data that brought us closer than ever, SMART has been there, weaving threads of connection across our beautiful land.
We have been active in providing innovative solutions to enhance our customers' lifestyles. Over the years, SMART has developed and provided various services to meet customers' needs.
To the dreamers, doers, and the believers, thank you for making SMART a part of your story. For 19 years of trust, loyalty, partnership, and shared experiences.
As we celebrate 19 years of connecting lives and dreams, let's keep the rhythm alive. Together, let's continue to shape our future one connection at a time.
Come and be a part of the SMART family, where we empower you and our country today, tomorrow, and beyond.
SMART, bringing people together.
100 Media House Plaza Publica reported that much of the region's smuggled cigarettes, particularly ones from Asia, are coming out of Corozal and Benque free zones. The report also says that these smuggling generates massive funding for organized crime.
Minister Mai, you are the minister responsible for the free zones. Everyone knows that cigarette smuggling through the free zone is a big racket. But now the rest of Central America is blaming Belize for funding and fueling organized crime. Minister Mai, you must face the nation. Tell us you are not aware that cigarette smuggling through the free zone is funding organized crime. Even your cabinet colleague, Minister Musa, admits that activity in the free zone is connected to the cartel.
When you look at the operations of the cartel operations in Quintana Roo, there are several different layers to that. All of these various trades, cross-border trades, would result in some sort of collaboration with local networks, and that is our responsibility to ensure that we are targeting these individuals locally who are or may be networked along with the cartels.
Minister Mai, will you allow this to go on? Will you wait until the government of the United States demands answers from the Prime Minister and sanctions Belize?
Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez, Brittany Gordon. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
Earlier, the Commissioner of Police explained why the security apparatus could not include civil society stakeholders in the planning process for the northern border security operations. That was a suggestion that came from the leader of the opposition, Moses Shine Barrow. Today, the Commissioner blasted Barrow not only for that suggestion, but also for referring to Belize as a narco state.
He had certainly made several baseless and irresponsible comments, even going as far as painting Belize as a narco state. I don't know where he get that from, or if he knows what is the definition of a narco state. And also speaking about the issue of the northern operations, that we should bring other stakeholders from the NGOs and so forth to the table. We cannot have persons who are not a part of the security apparatus being involved in such an operation. So again, like I said, he continued to make some very reckless comments that I think that he needs to be properly advised, and maybe sometime he needs to shut his mouth before spewing nonsense.
Last year, for the first time in many years, Belize recorded fewer than 100 murders. But 2024 is not looking as if it is going to be a repeat of 2023 in that category. Today, the Commissioner of Police, Chester Williams, was in a ComStat meeting before meeting with the media in Belmopan. He said that police have been making arrests for several murders, and this week, someone will be arrested for the murder of Darren Dalacoin Taylor in Dangriga. We asked Williams to share the figures with us. He said that while major crimes are down, murders are up.
Right now, in terms of our overall national crime outlook, we are down in major crime overall, but where murders are concerned, we're up by 7 compared to last year. We continue to do our best to be able to address the murders. One murder is one too much, but we do understand that we can't stop all from happening, but we certainly will continue to do what we can to stop as much as we can. And again, we continue to appeal to the Belizean people to assist us in whatever way possible to be able to prevent and solve murders when they do occur. Once we solve these murders, we get the alleged murderer off the street. That also serves as a way of prevention, because that person will be incarcerated and will not be able to commit another murder unless he is released from prison.
22-year-old Travis Herbert, a construction worker of Iguana Street Extension, has been arrested and charged for the murder of Elwin Lewis, also known as Bubba Youth. This afternoon, Herbert appeared unrepresented before the lower courts, where he was read a single charge. No plea was taken from him, and due to the nature of the offense, Herbert was denied bail and remanded to custody until July 5, 2024. It is alleged that Herbert shot and killed Lewis as he was riding a motorcycle on Antelope Street Extension here in Belize City. A father of two is desperately trying to locate his children after they were illegally flown out of the country by their mother on May 2nd. Missing persons reports were issued last Thursday for brothers Asher and Randy Hyde when the Belize Police Department was informed that the siblings had not been returned to their parent, who has sole custody of them. According to Randy Hyde Sr., the boys were with their mother, Leslie Reyes, who was visiting from the United States for a few days. Hyde and his ex-wife have been locked in a custody battle over their children.
My ex-wife contacted me about 3 weeks ago, requesting that she have access to the kids for the time that she would be here in Belize. That date was from April 22nd to Thursday, the 2nd of May. Normally, when she comes in the country, I normally accommodate her in regards to spending time and having time with the kids. So when she came on the 22nd, I turned over the kids to her, gave her her clothes, along with their school bags and their devices. Fast forward to the 2nd of May, when she was supposed to bring back the children. I received a text about 10, 11 o'clock, right, from her stating that the kids are not feeling well and that she would take them to the hospital, right? That raised some red flags for me because my children don't normally get sick, right? And she also mentioned that she was going to extend her stay up to Sunday, which was yesterday. I told her I have no problem with that, right? But Thursday was my oldest son's birthday, so I explained to her, you can have them, no problem, but I just need to come and pick them up to take them out to get something to eat because it's RJ's birthday. I got no response from that text. I called several times, got no response. I figured something was wrong. So what I did, I went to the immigration office and I asked them to please give me information in regards to if anybody had come to take out any passports for my children. I found out that passports were taken out for them from June of 2022, which is extremely strange because I have the kids' old passport. And I was questioning how that was possible. How could somebody take out passports for the children if they did not turn in the old passports? I was told that they did not know what happened.
According to Hyde, a report has been filed with Interpol as well as the Domestic Violence Unit. He also says that Reyes, on a previous occasion, had attempted to abduct the children by crossing the northern border in Mexico.
I was given the information that my two children, along with my ex-wife, right, had boarded the plane at 11 o'clock and flown out of the country, right? And it is very concerning because I'm trying to figure out, first of all, in regards to the immigration and the passports, how did they get a visa and how did they pass through the immigration, right? Following that evening, the DVU and the Interpol called me and they revealed to me that my ex-wife had produced a false document from the family court stating that she has full custody of the children, right? And I have my documentation here stating that I have had full custody of both kids from June or July of 2018. So it is very concerning how this can happen. The police has informed me through via Interpol that they are preparing their file, and when that file is prepared, they will send it across to the U.S. to their counterparts for them to put out the Amber Alert and put the police on notice.
When we return, Holly Edgell hosts second Belize Prize for Investigative Journalism.
My name is Leomar Langsert, and I'm a teacher, and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is the safety features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer, with these online that Belize Bank offered, is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
Last year, around this same time, when the country was hit by an energy crisis, Briceño admitted he and his government knew well in advance it was coming.
This problem did not arise now. This was coming from before.
Exactly.
And whenever I speak with the CEO of BL, he was telling me, I've been alerting from before that this problem is coming.
Yet they did nothing to avert it and ensure that BEL has secure, adequate and reliable sources of power.
So CFE, Comisión de Electricidad Federal, said to us, to BL, and said, one, said, listen, if this thing continues, we are going to be short. And so we may have to consider cutting you for a short while.
1 year later, the same energy crisis is back again, and they still have not done anything to address it. Back then, Briceño even conceded the energy crisis resulted from the lack of vision and foresight by his own government.
The problem, again, is a lack of vision and foresight from the side of the government, in the sense that the government a long time ago should have stepped in, because we know that there's this feud between BEL and PUC.
Nothing has changed, and with this government, nothing ever will.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
Every day, we access energy for cooling, lighting, and powering our electrical appliances and devices at work and at home. During cooler months, we rely less on cooling appliances such as fans and air conditioners. However, during warmer months, as the temperature and humidity rises, we use more energy to cool our spaces, and our appliances and electrical devices work harder than they do during the rest of the year. When the months become hotter, let's all practice energy conservation. Here are a few changes that you can make to manage your energy use. Check that all appliances and electrical devices are working efficiently. Turn lights off when not in the room. Unplug chargers, appliances when not in use. Turn off fans and TVs. Use energy-saving light bulbs such as LEDs. And look for the Energy Star products when purchasing appliances and electrical devices. These easy changes can reduce energy use and costs. You can also monitor your energy use during the month by reading your meter and calculating the reading using BEL's bill calculator on our mobile app or by visiting our website. Let's all save energy.
Warring cartels, narco activity cartels,
Free Zone doesn't have narco activity occurring. The Compoel acknowledged that there are operatives in the country.
We know that we do have operatives in Belize who are on the side of the cartels. We know that.
Tell you that high officials in the People's United Party are responsible for the narco infiltration in the north.
Is to make sure that we target those persons who we believe are operating in Belize for the cartels. And I'll leave it at that.
Commissioner Williams, is one of these operatives a cabinet minister, commonly referred to as the narco minister?
This is the reality of our country. The executions will continue. We are a narco state.
The Belize Prize for Investigative Journalism held its annual award night on Saturday at the House of Culture. The prize, organized by Holly Edgell, is a first of its kind in Belize. The winner takes home $10,000, while two finalists walk away with $5,000 each. On Saturday night, Edgell signed a memorandum of understanding with the University of Belize that will see the Belize Prize for Investigative Journalism hosted by the university in the future. But perhaps the greatest benefit coming out of the prize is the quality of investigation that goes into the diverse stories that are submitted. For a second time, Channel 7's Jules Vasquez snagged the coveted prize. News 5's Hipólito Novello was one of the three finalists in this year's award. We spoke with him.
First of all, I want to thank the cameraman who went with me to Chickabow. That was an arduous journey. Dreams, Cameron Michael, and editor Cheyenne Lang was my mentor from BVI, Freeman Rogers. Now, that trip took an entire day to get to the Chickabow, to the border, right? And it took about 3 months to produce that investigative piece. I think the Belize Prize for Investigative Journalism in Belize is crucial to what we do. I think this is what we wanted for so many years. And the recognition over the weekend for Channel 5, for MIC, for CIJN, I think it motivates other reporters, as myself as well, to do more investigative pieces. And I think that's what the Belizean public wants us to do on a weekly basis, to get down deep in those data, in those files, in documents, and create change, impact change, positive change, not only for us and what we do, but for the public as well.
The KHMH has commenced its annual celebration of Nurses Week, a time meant to honor the 170 nurses staffed at the hospital. From May 6th to the 12th, nurses will be recognized and rewarded for their commitment to ensuring the health of Belizeans, despite the hardships that come with the field. When the hospital is short of staff, nurses often work 16-hour shifts, making burnout one of the major challenges to overcome. This Nurses Week, we highlighted Nurse Khalifa Gray, who told us that what being a nurse means to her. Here's News 5's Brittany Gordon with that story.
It's the passion. It's only the passion that keeps you here, the love that for what you do, and caring for your patients and seeing the outcome at the end. That's what keeps me going.
For Khalifa Gray, a 27-year-old nurse and midwife at the KHMH, her job is never done. From the moment she wakes up until the moment she goes to sleep, she is thinking of ways to provide the best care for her patients. This dedication came from her passion for the field, a desire she has had from a very young age.
I had the dream of becoming a nurse from around the age of 5 years old, around probably career day, and so that was just a childhood dream that transpired over to being a reality for me in my professional life. And it was a journey of just going straight from being in high school doing my sciences and going over to UB at the age of 16 and completing my program in 4 years, and then joining here at Carl Hushner in my professional life.
Gray has served as a nurse at the KHMH for 6.5 years. And most recently, she became a midwife for the labor and delivery ward.
We work on both the maternity ward and the labor and delivery ward. So that includes assisting mothers giving birth and delivering babies, receiving babies from cesarean sections, and just providing care and education for mothers to be able to take care of their newborns when they go back into the real world.
According to Gray, the hours for nurses are intense, as the hospital struggles to meet the demands of patients with low staff. She said that overcoming burnout is a daily struggle for some nurses.
So nurses work 24/7, 365 days of the year. So that's, we work 8-hour shifts for the most part. And so that's probably a shift from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. And then our night nurses are clocked in at 11 p.m. to 7 in the morning. And most times we do have nurses who work 16 hours straight to cover shifts because of the short staff that we experience here within Carthage Nurse.
Despite the grueling hours, Grace said that it all becomes worth it when she sees her patients return home to their families in good health.
I think one of the best parts of being a nurse is seeing how our patients get to go home healthy and happy with their newborn, and that's quite rewarding for us because there are so much that could go wrong in a delivery, and so just being able to see our patients going home healthy and satisfied is rewarding for me.
Gray often works in the neonatal intensive care unit, which specializes in the care of ill or premature babies. She recalls becoming overwhelmed with emotion as she witnessed the recovery of one of her particularly premature patients. She pinpoints this moment as one of the highlights of her career.
I think one of the moments that stand out the most to me was when I was moved over to the NICU department and learning how to care for newborns at the tender age of 27, 28 weeks. And I watched the transition of newborns and neonates being nurtured, being cared for, being resuscitated day after day within the NICU, and 3 months later going home as a healthy bouncing baby. I think that was one of the points in my career where I said, this is love, this is what I enjoy doing, this is a miracle, and I get to see it every day.
Nurses Week celebrations at the KHMH began with a staff breakfast leading into an award ceremony. Gray explained that the staff is grateful for the reminder that they are appreciated and that their hard work is recognized.
Well, Nurses Week this week is significant to us as nurses, and specifically to me because we get to celebrate ourselves. We get to, encourage each other. We get to be recognized. There is awareness within the community that if you have a nurse who is a friend, who is a sister, who is a brother, to be able to show gratitude to them and let them know that they are doing a good job.
Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Roxanne Marin, an employee at the Women's Department who also serves the disability desk under that department, is tonight asking for your help. Marin has a hidden disability and has been living with fibroids for the last 20 years. The medical condition has become aggressive and she is in dire need of surgery. Unable to cover the cost of the medical procedure, Marin is requesting financial assistance from anyone willing to assist. Here's what she told us today.
Financial assistance is what I'm asking. I have fibroids. I've had it for the last 20 years. Since November 2022, it's become very aggressive. Life has definitely changed, not for the best. A lot of anxiety, a lot of time off with the up and down the doctor, a lot of money in the medication. I've been trying since January this year different medication, but nothing is being successful. And so I had to come to the realization that there is no way around it. I have to do the surgery. It's very expensive. I can't afford it, and so that's why I come to the media and ask for public assistance. For everybody, Belizeans at home and abroad, everybody in the public service, private sector, every minister, CEO, friend, family, non-family. People don't realize that Belize, if you don't have it, it don't happen for you. And unfortunately, even though you're at work, we live paycheck to paycheck. And so it's important now to realize savings are something where, okay, how small I do it, try do it. But in this instance right now, for me personally, I come to the public for ask for help. to get the surgery done. I had to give myself until the ending of June, until the ending of May, to come up with this money. It's over $9,000. I have a flyer where I ask people to circulate on all the social media platforms, and as much as I could get help with, that we had the contact for people who ask for help.
Up next in this week's episode of Sports Monday, Defenders defeat Hurricanes in rematch inside Civic.
La formación del Centro Neurológico del Hospital Galenia es que esas enfermedades que son altamente complejas y que muchos de nuestros pacientes tenían que emigrar hacia otra parte de la República u otra parte de México ahora puedan ser atendidos aquí.
La atención quirúrgica en el centro neurológico se forma dentro de un grupo multidisciplinario que incluye tanto neurólogos, médicos internistas, ortopedistas, neurocirujanos pediatras. Y este esfuerzo que se ha realizado para conjuntar todos los especialistas es para siempre brindar al paciente un abordaje multidisciplinario y transversal.
Evidentemente, mientras más rápido podamos llegar al diagnóstico de los pacientes, más rápido podemos tratarlos, resolverlos y por ende mejor resultado vamos a tener al final. Entonces creo que la prioridad y el fundamento principal de un proyecto como este es justamente eso, que no se pierda tiempo de forma innecesaria para poder al final del día llegar al mejor de los resultados con un tratamiento completo, integral y oportuno.
Y las visiones desde diferentes perspectivas nos permiten tener pues el mejor tratamiento y la mejor opción para el paciente.
Tenemos la capacidad técnica, operativa, profesional y la infraestructura de poder establecer una atención neurológica de alta calidad.
One Honduran media house, Plaza Publica, reported that much of the region's smuggled cigarettes, particularly ones from Asia, are coming out of Corozal and Benque-free zones. The report also says that these smuggling generates massive funding for organized crime.
Minister Mai, you are the minister responsible for the free zones. Everyone knows that cigarette smuggling through the free zone is a big racket. But now the rest of Central America is blaming Belize for funding and fueling organized crime. Minister Mai, you must face the nation. Tell us you are not aware that cigarette smuggling through the free zone is funding organized crime. Even your cabinet colleague, Minister Musa, admits that activity in the free zone is connected to the cartel.
When you look at the operations of the cartel operations in Quintana Roo, there are several different layers to that. All of these various trades, cross-border trades, would result in some sort of collaboration with local networks, and that is our responsibility to ensure that we are targeting these individuals locally who are or may be networked along with the cartels.
Minister Mai, will you allow this to go on? Will you wait until the government of the United States demands answers from the Prime Minister and sanctions Belize?
Hi, my name is Leah Mangar, and I am currently the Administrative Assistant at Yasche Conservation Trust here in beautiful Punta Gorda. I received the Social Security Board Scholarship in the year of 2021. After I was told that I was a successful recipient of this scholarship, I was very grateful. This scholarship has assisted me in various ways. Firstly, it relieved me of financial constraints. So that was the main obstacle that was keeping me back, but receiving this scholarship allowed me to gain the skills and the knowledge that I needed to attain the job that I currently have. I would just encourage you all to apply to the scholarship, and the process is very, very easy. You will find a link and it will direct you to everything that you need in order to submit your application. And once you submit it, pray and just hope for the best, because you just will never know if you can get it.
For 19 years, SMART has been the pulse of our nation. A journey of growth, innovation, resilience, and unity.
From the first call that bridged distances to the data that brought us closer than ever, SMART has been there, weaving threads of connection across our beautiful land.
We have been active in providing innovative solutions to enhance our customers' lifestyles. Over the years, SMART has developed and provided various services to meet customers' needs.
To the dreamers, doers, and the believers, thank you for making SMART a part of your story. For 19 years of trust, loyalty, partnership, and shared experiences.
As we celebrate 19 years of connecting lives and dreams, let's keep the rhythm alive. Together, let's continue to shape our future one connection at a time.
Come and be a part of the SMART family, where we empower you and our country today, tomorrow, and beyond.
SMART, bringing people together.
Good night and welcome to another edition of Sports Monday. I am Paul Lopez. How do you stop a Category 5 hurricane from blowing you away? The Tbilisi City defenders found an answer on Friday night inside the Tbilisi City Civic Center. The defenders took on the Hurricanes in a season rematch that brought out fans. The Tbilisi City defenders took down the Benes Belize Hurricanes 60 to 56 points. Yes, it was a low-scoring game. The top scorers for the defenders were Nigel Jones and John Kelly. Jones scored 14 points, got 10 rebounds. All 10 of them were defensive rebounds. He also had 6 assists, though he made 6 turnovers as well. Kelly finished with 12 points and 9 rebounds. He also shot with 75% accuracy from the field. But it really was a close game. It was tied at 30 points at the half. The defenders got away in the third quarter and went on a run that gave them an 8-point lead at the end of the third. The game came down to the last minute in the fourth quarter. Hurricanes down by 3 points with 20 seconds left on the clock. Victor Vito Evans is at the line shooting 2 free throws. He makes the first one and brings the score to 55-57. He makes the second shot and brings it to a 1-point game. Defenders' Everal Tablado is fouled on the throw-in. He misses his first free throw and counts the second one, stretching the lead to 2 points. Defended by Jones, Evans goes up for the jumper, and it's no good. Jones gets the ball and finds Kelly all alone on the other side. And that basket sealed the defenders' win against the Hurricanes.
Well, I feel like we needed this win. We played them the first time. They came out, beat us pretty bad. We were a little banged up the first time, but, we just wanted to come back and show that when we have our full team, we can compete with anybody in the league.
We've been to work out hard for this whole of this week, put in a good workout, and the team is hungry whole week, so we know we may come off a fight.
What does this do for your hopes of actually winning the championship this year? This win right here.
All this is just motivation. We are work harder, and we are go harder to play out.
The Benes Belize Hurricanes had several of its players out on Friday night, including Clancy Coupe Lopez and Jamel Harris. There is not much information on why Lopez sat out, but we understand that Harris is facing some internal disciplinary action. According to police reports, the pro-American basketball player got into a physical altercation with his partner last week. Allegations are that he physically assaulted her. We understand that the matter is no longer with the police, as both individuals have agreed to resolve the conflict out of court. But Hurricanes fans may likely see Harris sit out the next few games. Now let's get into some football action. The Anthony Mahler Under-13 Mundialito tournament is in full swing. It goes down every Saturday inside the Berger Field. Ebony Lake played Berger United in a match that ended 8-0 in favor of Berger United. The first goal of the match was scored by Zaylen Jones off a penalty kick at the 15th minute. 2 minutes later, a second penalty was awarded from a handball inside the box. Goalkeeper Rajan Mahler scored that one. And again, 2 minutes later, Jones scored another goal. 3 goals were scored in 6 minutes. Jones scored 4 of the 8 goals his team earned. In the female category, Albion Strikers played against Phoenix FC. After 2 10-minute halves, both teams were unable to score a goal. That one ended in a tie, 0-0. And in the third match of the day, Tutbe Yabra faced off against defending champions, Belize United. Tutbe was able to hold off Belize United up until the 11th minute when Shea Gordon found himself in front of the goalpost with the ball. Gordon did not hesitate to kick the ball in and give his team the lead. A beautiful team effort that led to a 1-0 ball game at the end of the first period. 23 minutes in, and Tutbe's number 6 made a grave error at the goalpost by stopping the ball with his hand from going into the goal. Perhaps it was simply a reflex, but it cost a penalty shot. Christopher Gilharry took the shot and made it. Belize United won that match 2-0. Well, folks, that's all we have for you in tonight's coverage of Sports Monday. Catch you in the next one.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.